Hi everyone, you reached Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. If this is your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. For all of you out there, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. Hit the like button, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. And share my video with your friends and family so that they can come to my channel and get to know me also. I'm here today, guys, with a quick video on Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks and her hosting abilities on Dancing with the Stars. I am watching this season of Dancing with the Stars. This is their 30th season. So it's a big year for them, a big season for them, a big celebration. So they had a different host prior to Tyra Banks, and he actually hosted Dancing with the Stars for a long time. I don't know exactly why they decided to part ways with him, but he's a little salty. He's a little mad still. He's a little angry. So there's a lot of people out there crying and saying that Tyra Banks should be fired as the host. She's doing a horrific job. And he definitely, the prior host, is one of them, right? So he chimed in and said, she needs to be fired. And they have some of the lowest ratings ever. And, I don't know if these low ratings can all be tagged on to Tyra Banks, but because, maybe, this is their 30th season. Maybe people are just tired and they're semi over it. And maybe that could have something to do with the low ratings. But anyway, he chimed in, but he wasn't the only one. There's a lot of other people out there that feel that she is doing a horrible job of hosting Dancing with the Stars. And some of the things that they're complaining about, her wardrobe, her hair, and then people, and that's like the fans are complaining about that. And people in production, are saying that she's difficult to work with and that, they tried to tell her about her outfits and her hair, but she doesn't listen. Tyra does what she wants to do, okay? And to be honest with you, this is not the first time I ever heard of Tyra Banks being kind of difficult or, hard to work with. And the reason why I said that is because if you ever watched her show, America's Next Top Model, a lot of people from that show, said, put that same tag on her, said she's difficult to work with. And a lot of the former contestants, didn't have too many nice things to say about her. So you can take that several ways with the contestants. You could be like, well, were they pissed because they lost? Or were they really pissed because of the situation and what happened? I think it's one of those situations where you never know which one is really true. So back to Dancing with the Stars, right? So with Dancing with the Stars, like I said, I'm watching. So what do I think? I do think the outfits are horrific, and I like Tyra Banks, right? But even when you like someone, you have to be objective and be able to, give your true feelings and your true thoughts. The outfits are just the worst. Her wigs are tragic, and I think that you can't even. And then I'm not even in love with the makeup that they're doing on her either, but once you have a distraction, whether the distraction is your outfit or your hair, I think it takes away from the overall look, right? So unfortunately, in her case, the distraction is both. It's the hair, it's the outfit. So I don't even think I ever see her feet. And just, from the look that I am seeing, I'm glad I don't get to see or notice what's on her feet, because that probably would make everything even worse. So production, they must keep abreast of what all the fans are saying out there in the media or whatever, because they said they did try to speak to Tyra Banks about her outfits and her hair, and pretty much she's like, nope, this is what I want to wear, this is what I'm going to do, and that's that. So although there are people that are calling for her to be fired, there are others within the team that feel like, nope, she shouldn't be fired, because I think they feel that any press is better than zero press, even if the press is bad. So they're okay with people out there chiming about, how they don't like her, how they don't like her outfits, how they don't like her hair, because they're feeling like at least the show is being talked about, especially when the last couple of seasons, the ratings for the show has tanked. I think now as I'm watching it, and I've been watching it because I'm following Kenya Moore. So Kenya Moore is not doing bad on there, even though her scores are mediocre. Like she's kind of, this is her second week that just passed where she fell in the bottom two and got saved. I don't know how many more saves they got in there for Kenya Moore, but she did get saved. So she's doing okay. And like I said, I'm watching for her. So when it comes to Tyra Banks, what do I think should happen with her as a host? Do I think that the bad ratings are all because she is hosting? So it's not all just physical stuff that they're pissed about or emotional stuff because they said she's kind of mean. They're also saying that, her reading some of the prompts is just horrific. And then also every time some of the couples talk and they tell their story, she always, takes their story and turns it onto herself. So they're kind of trying to say she's selfish. So Kenya Moore talked about how, she had trouble having her baby Brooklyn, and how the doctor said she was never going to have a baby and she was too old. And so Tyra Banks turned that on to her and said, I'm a mommy. I had my child late too. The doctors kind of told me I wasn't going to have kids either. So it's like she always spins it back to self, and the fans and the audience is not loving that either. So they're really not feeling Tyra Banks as the host of Dancing with the Stars. Like I said, I never was a fan of this show where I watched it throughout the 30 seasons. I have not. I used to tune in here and there when I wanted to see someone that I liked on the show. So do I think in comparison, so I did see the old host and now I see her with it. Do I think he did better? My opinion, yes. Do I think that she's equipped to do this job? I think she's hosting like she hosted her America's Next Top Model. I don't think she's making the distinction. I don't think she did a good, even though America's Next Top Model had been no longer running for years before she started hosting this Dancing with the Stars. I don't think she's out of character. I feel like she bounces back into the way that she handled America's Next Top Model. I think she's using those same type of, skill set on Dancing with the Stars, and it's two distinct and totally different things. So what should they do? Well, like I said, the producers are not interested in, letting her go because they like the fact that they're getting this, press, even though the press is not the best. But do I think that Dancing with the Stars has too many more seasons in them, especially since the ratings have been so low this particular season and the season before that? I don't. If they do happen to get another season, do I think that Tyra Banks should host it again? If she does, I will say this. She's going to need a new stylist, and maybe it's not just about a new stylist, because like I said, I told you the producer said to her, you shouldn't wear this, you should change up or whatever, and she just doesn't want to listen. She's going to need a new stylist, or she's going to have to listen to the stylist that is trying to style her. Okay, so one or the other. And maybe even so, because for the stylist that she has now to even pick some of this stuff out that she has available to put on is messy. So, I'm going to scratch that. She's going to need a new stylist. She needs a new stylist, and she definitely needs a new person to do her wigs. And I'm also going to call for a new makeup artist too, because like I said, it's not like, and it's shocking to me, especially because she did America's Next Top Model, and that her face is not beat to the gods. So I'm not seeing a nice face beat. I'm definitely not seeing good wigs, and we are definitely not seeing great costumes on her. And we do know that their team can make good costumes, because all of the dancers, they come out and they look amazing. They look appropriate for their body type and their age and everything else. So what's going on with Tyra Banks? I don't know. Should they bring the old host back? Like I said, I don't know why he was let go in the first place. And maybe he can come back and him and Tyra can kind of co-host together. But since he slung mud, I'm not sure if that will work out. but maybe they can find where he can do a segment, she can do a segment. But right now, on her own, do I think she's not making the grade? I don't think she's making the grade. So if you've been watching, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Chat with me in the comments, and definitely when I get an opportunity, I will chat back with you. Tell me, do you think she's doing a great job as hosting, or do you believe and go in line with the fans that, you know, she's doing a horrific job and that her outfits and her hair and her makeup is just tragic? So anyway, guys, on Wednesday nights at 9:15 p.m., I do a segment called Relationship Wednesdays. This Wednesday, I'm so proud and so happy that a young lady is going to talk to me. She wrote a book, and she's going to talk about, you know, how she ended up in toxic relationship after toxic relationship, and finally how she found the courage and the strength to get out and just pretty much turn her life around. She wrote a book. The book is available on Amazon. Let me see if I could put the book there. That's the book. So, and it's a short read. So if you want to join me Wednesday night, this Wednesday coming up, the 20th, for the conversation, I would love to have you. Also, it would be a nice support to her if you purchase her book on Amazon. I think it's only $20. That's not bad at all. And you get to chime in the chat when I speak to her next Wednesday, be able to ask her any questions. I think it's going to be a great conversation to have. And she talked in the beginning of her book how people think that people feel that people who are in bad relationships, they always say, well, why didn't you leave? She's going to go into, as a person who actually been in a situation as such, she's going to go into how it's not that easy to leave. And there's several reasons why a person may not leave. And also, too, there's a lot of times when people are in these situations, some of them are not dealing with the craziness every single day in their relationship. Some of them, you know, the craziness may only pop up once a year. And listen, once a year, one day, it is still all not good, but I'm just trying to give you an understanding of how they're all not dealing with the pain and the craziness every day. And sometimes that's how they get bamboozled and they end up staying in a relationship longer than they should. So I think it's going to be a great conversation. If you're free, join me. Don't forget to hit the like button, chat with me in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.